Hey folks, Crib Kentuckian here.
I'm Uncle Bill. Hi.
We're back again for another round of them horror reviews y'all like.
So this time, this one, as Dio would say,
This one.
we're going to talk about one of the most anticipated films to come out of last year, and this is an amazing film.
Oh, this year. It came out early this year.
It did come out early this year. Last year, this year. What the fuck's the difference? This is Texas Chainsaw. It's not Massacre, because you can't include Massacre in it, because too much stuff was going on that was wrong. You can't do that. So it's just Texas Chainsaw.
3D.
3D.
And this is a movie that we haven't reviewed. Nobody's heard our opinions on this, so this is fresh.
Yeah, we didn't go see it in the theater.
We didn't talk about it on the show.
We never have until now. This is an exclusive.
Yeah, so we're about to do the Luessenhop Bop Bulls.
If you don't know the Luessenhop Bop, then I don't know what to do with you.
John Luessenhop did this, and this is the first movie in the Lionsgate chapter of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I think they purchased the rights to the film, franchise name or whatever. And, you know, John Luessenhop directs, and they promised this would be a throwback and kind of a sequel, Uncle Bill, to the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which was interesting. But of course, I dismissed it right off because, again, it's Texas Chainsaw Massacre franchise, and to me, not since the first film has there been a decent Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. Just my opinion, and I know people don't agree with that, but
well, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre, you can't make a sequel to it. There's no way. Like, there's no possible way to make a sequel to that, and I think that even Toby Hooper realized that. That's why he made the second one so goddamn silly. But this one is really, in a different way, kind of as silly as the second one, if you really think about it. So let's pick up where this one begins, which is in this one. You start off, and I knew this was going to be the way that it was. I fucking knew it, like, because they said in the before.
Well, I think we both said it way before the movie even came out.
Before it was made, they were like, "Oh, there's going to be all kinds of people in this movie from the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. You're going to have Gunnar Hansen and Bill Moseley and John Dugan. They're all going to be in it. They're back in it." Well, yeah, they're in it for like 2 fucking minutes in the beginning of the movie, and like they are the clan. They're playing the clan, the Sawyer clan from the original film, like directly after the events of the first Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and you get to watch as like the townspeople all get together and trap them inside their home and then shoot them all shit and like burn it down.
Yeah, but since it's a direct, and they do show scenes from the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre throughout the opening credits, and then it kind of, and I do like the fact, like, the house looks exactly the same and all that shit, like the landscape and everything else.
Did it not remind you of the Devil's Rejects, though, where they trap them in the fucking house and
a little
start
bit.
shooting all of them?
But the thing that I always like, thinking back now after I watched the film, in the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I never saw 4 or 5 big burly bearded motherfuckers in the Sawyer family and a woman with a baby. I never fucking saw that. Was that like in the director's cut of Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
They were just hiding. They were like the other 10 people that were in the remakes that were just hiding.
They were in the attic.
Yeah, they were just hiding out.
Yeah, but one of the burly, hairy motherfuckers was Gunnar Hansen, and he had like one line in the movie. And, Bill Moseley, of course, is playing Jim Sedale's character, which you would never really know because they don't really look a lot alike at all.
No, and they don't really even explain it. It's just he's wearing the same shirt. That's the only reason I knew who he was in the movie.
Yeah, but this is really brief. I mean, this is like for what, maybe 2 minutes at most, or 3 minutes. And they kind of tell the story of, this renegade group of people that kills off the Sawyers, street justice style, I guess. I don't know what you'd say.
Vigilante.
Vigilante, yeah, there you go. And, they move that in there a little bit, so you'll have that for later on, why the Sawyers don't like those group of people. And so moving forward, it tells the story of that baby. What happens to the baby? Okay, and of course, a lot of people have talked about this since this movie came out earlier this year. The movie was made set in 1974. Okay, the story is in modern day. Okay, so it's in 2011, 2012, 2013, around that time frame. Never once did they hint at maybe being in the early 90s, which they could have gotten away with that had they done that. And I think that'd been cool if they'd done that. But no, it's in modern time. You have, I think there's cell phones, new cell phones, the small cell phones, modern vehicles, everything else. Yet the baby, the girl, which was the last remaining of the Sawyers, I guess, played by Alexandra Daddario.
Daddario.
Alexandra Daddario, hot bitch. Anyway, she's like 22 or 23 years old. Okay, and if they're in storyline, keeping true to the storyline, she would be in like her early 40s or something.
All the people out there
that
are bitching about that part of this movie, seriously, like...
Well, that was one aspect that everybody talked about.
Yeah, it really is.
Like in every review, they talk about that.
But if continuity in this film is your main concern, you've really missed out on a lot of things in this movie, because it's pretty clear to me that they don't give a shit about like continuity or anything like that in this movie.
Right.
Like, this movie is silly as fuck. It just is. Like that, even Leatherface in it looks silly. I don't even know how to describe Leatherface in this. He's almost like fucking, he reminds me like Ernest Leatherface.
Leatherface has got like a
Ernest P.
like a red jumpsuit or something that he wears in this movie.
Yeah.
I think the guy that played Leatherface was pretty good, though. I think that he definitely did a better job than Ben Leatherface.
Well, yeah, that was just silly though. Like,
but the way they had him made up, yeah, I don't really care for his mask or any of that stuff.
Andrew Bernarski's one of those guys that he knew that was his like only. It was like a money train to get into conventions and shit like that. That was his only thing. So he tried to play it like it was the most serious thing ever, and it was a piece of shit. This guy, I'm fairly positive, like couldn't play this seriously. This is the most goofiest Leatherface since the fourth one, when he was a fucking transvestite or whatever. And he was literally a transvestite, wasn't he, in the fourth one?
I think so, yeah. He had like stockings and shit on.
But here's the part I like about this movie. Here's the main thing I like about it. And this is the thing that people don't ever get right in movies anymore. There's no story to this fucking movie. Like, it's just a bunch of people go on a road trip, and they wind up in this place that's like supposed to be her home or whatever. She inherits it from her family.
Right.
And then it's just people getting fucking murdered. And that's really what it should be. Because if you look at the first movie, it's just a bunch of people on a fucking cross-country vacation to a house, and they end up getting murdered.
There's not a deep story to it.
That was it.
You don't have to find out about a million freaking other family members or any of that shit. The plot of the movie's real basic. I mean, the girl gets left to this house. Where is the house at? In New Orleans or something like that?
Yeah, it seems like it is. Yeah. Which is odd.
New Orleans Chainsaw Man. I don't think they probably couldn't have marketed it that well. But
That'd been awesome if they tried.
Yeah, her and a bunch of her friends are going on this road trip or something like that, and they decide to stay at this house. And of course, this is the house where they've kept Leatherface hidden all these years. And the thing is, though, another thing I was thinking about, error-wise in this, and they just didn't really touch on it too much, I don't guess. Leatherface, how old would Leatherface be in this? And he's stronger than ever and bigger than ever. And
well, okay, let's say that
wouldn't
Leatherface...
he have had, like, fucking arthritis and...
Let's say, for the sake
issues?
of argument, that Leatherface is 20 years old in 1974 in its present day, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so then
He'd be 60.
He would be close to 60 fucking years old. But he's retarded and immortal, I guess. I mean, anyway, isn't he supposed to be?
Immortally retarded.
He's like a retarded Adrian Paul. That's a Highlander reference for those people that don't know.
Yeah, fuck Highlander. I like the Highlanders, the tag team.
Here's the thing. So yeah, the story is right up to that point, right? Like,
Yeah.
It's just she inherits a house, she goes to it. Leatherface is living in there. All her friends start getting murdered by Leatherface, and then something you can either look at it as ingenious happens or incredibly fucking stupid happens, which is she's known from the beginning of this film basically that she is a Sawyer, like she has been adopted by this other family and raised by them, and that that's her birth family is actually the Sawyers. So for some inexplicable reason, all of her friends have been murdered. She's been raised by an entirely different family. But she decides at some point in this movie that she's a Sawyer boys and she is going to fucking bow down to the saw. So she helps Leatherface.
Her cuz. One of the best lines in the whole movie too, but I'm like, when I saw that I was like,
Crying.
yeah. I kind of liked it and I was like, holy shit, really?
Yeah, because it's
so stupid.
It's kind of like an 80s. It becomes like an 80s movie in that minute where you're just like, wow, this is fucking cheesy as hell. Like, because she basically helps Leatherface. They team up, they tag team, and against the police in the film.
Well, not even the police. It's that group of people, and then the
police come in.
I think he's the mayor now.
Yeah,
the guy, the mayor,
right.
And then the police officer, which was this guy. I've seen this guy in a million things. He was like, "Go ahead and get him, kill him." And don't you remember that at the end? The police was like, "Yeah, go ahead."
Well, she said, "Well, the line is." So
essentially, they're turning Leatherface into a good guy at the end of the movie, which is something that's fucking hilarious.
It's an odd movie because it's not really serious. It's in no way like trying to take the serious tone of the first film, and it's in no way really trying to take the overly comedic tone of the second film. It's like it's an oddball, goofy fucking movie, really.
Yeah. You know what, man? I mean, I never thought I would really admit to this, but I thought it was fun. I mean, it's a shitty movie, there's no doubt. I'm not saying it's a good movie,
in a way.
But it's entertaining. Like,
it is.
I had fun with it, I'll just say that.
I would much rather watch this film 90 times than watch any of them fucking the remake or the prequel that are trying to be so brutal that, they can't handle themselves. I'd rather watch that 1,000 times over than those movies.
Yeah.
So it is a lot better than that.
Yeah, I'm actually wanting to see it in 3D though, because I'm trying my 3D TV and stuff and watch it. I think it'd be neat.
Well, I mean, you gotta see it.
Sling that same chainsaw to him in 3D. It's gonna be awesome.
Do you think, cuz?
So anyway.
Go ahead, cuz. Go ahead, get down.
Thanks for the chainsaw. But yeah, something else I want to mention here. I don't want to mess the guy's name up. He was in this movie. Trey Songz, one of my favorite rappers.
Is that Trey like TRE? Like 3 songs?
Yeah, like SONG.
Trey Songz. Yeah.
You know what to do? I'm rapping in my spare time. They call me LLCK.
He is. I've seen him.
So anyway, Texas Chainsaw, 2D, 3D, whatever way you want to watch it. I say check it out if you're a fan of like 80s, just cheesy fucking. This is what horror movies should go back to. Because nobody takes horror movies seriously anyway. Make them goofy fucking fun, especially the slasher movies.
Well, really, you have to at this point. Because the whole, brutal thing taken to a new level each time is dead as fuck. Like, you can't go any more brutal. The brutal level is maxed out. Just fucking shut up and stop trying to make these dumbass movies that are just hostile rip-off, kind of take it to the next level of gore. And make something fun.
I agree. So until next time, I'm the Creepy Kentuckian.
I'm Uncle Bill.
And you've been listening to the Ballers and Shot Callers of All in Horror Talk Radio. DEADPIT.com.